Hey, everybody, welcome back to this week's show. That's right, it's not Wednesday, it's Monday today. Well, technically, it's Sunday, but I'm releasing it today as Mondays in the mornings. Let's get into it. Follow me on Instagram at The Jesus Show NTO. You can find me on Facebook, The Jesus Show, not that one. TikTok at The Jesus Show, not that one. YouTube, type in The Jesus Show, not that one. And email me your questions, comments, and concerns. thejesusshownto@gmail.com. All right. Had a few people ask me why I paused between each, my Instagram, Facebook. And I said I've had quite a few people tell me I lump them in together. So when I'm reading it, I go, Instagram, Facebook, bum, bum, bum. And it's more like a bum, 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 bum. Instead of saying it, waiting a beat, saying it, waiting a beat. I don't know. It's something that I'm trying. So I decided to do it last week, or I should say, last episode. I'm going to try this episode, and I'm going to continue to do it until I either make it a thing that I do, or I forget, and then I do it the old way, or I find a new way. I don't know. Big news, big news. Not really. I take pills now. I'm gonna let that sit for a moment. That's me letting it sit. The reason why that's a big deal is because okay, so growing up, I wasn't one to take pills. I don't like taking pills. I don't like taking any kind of medicine, even when I'm really sick. If I have a really bad headache, which rarely happens, if I have a really bad headache, I'll take something, Advil, Tylenol, something to help. Normally, I just, I've always told myself since I was a kid, just sleep it off. It'll be fine. Don't take anything. Because in my head, I'm like, I'm poisoning myself. And then I've also thought, well, if I take it now, then my body's going to rely on it all the time. And then I won't be able to get rid of headaches on my own. I'll be addicted to them. Weird. Anyways, growing up, my mom would always tell me, it was either medication or it was normally some sort of medication that I needed to take for some reason. And it wasn't until I started taking Accutane. I think I've told this story. Before, my mom would say, we'd be in the doctor and, they go, oh, okay, I have it in pill form. And she goes, that's fine. And I go, no. Liquid. Do you have a liquid? My mom would always go, no. Pill. He'll take a pill. And I was like, I'm not taking a fucking pill. Which I never did because she would give me the medication. I'd put it under my tongue. And I got really good. I'd put the pill underneath my tongue. And then she'd go, okay, let me check your tongue. Because one time I got lazy. And I went to the bathroom right after. And she saw me spitting it into the toilet. So from then on, she would tell me, lift your tongue. I mean, I'm talking about I was 15, 16. And she was like, show me your mouth. That's how bad I was. Then I got good enough to where I'd take the pill and she would go, okay, show me your mouth, open your mouth. Show me the, underneath your tongue. And I mean, she would inspect my mouth. The only thing she would never do is put her fingers in my mouth, thankfully. Because if she would have done that, then she would have found it. So when I was taking the pill, I would hide the pill in the top part of my mouth, the back, left or right, either one. I'd take it and then I go, right, and I'd show her there's nothing. And then I would go and I'd show her there was nothing. When I was doing that to show her the bottom of my entire mouth, showing her that there's nothing there, then I would move the pill from the top to the bottom. But I'd go. And one time my mom said, why are you doing that? And it was buying me time because then I said, well, now my mouth is dry. I need to swallow. When I would take a big gulp or re-wet my mouth, as I called it sometimes, that would give me an opportunity to swish my tongue to the left or right and bring it down. So now the pill was in the bottom of either side of my mouth, and then I'd go, and then I'd show her there's nothing on top. I got good enough to where I could walk around. I wouldn't go more than 5 minutes with the pill in my mouth, but I would never go straight to the bathroom. I stopped doing that because sometimes, even though I showed her my mouth, when I would still go to the bathroom, I think she was like, but is it really? So I thought to myself, instead of her catching me again, I would, go to my room. I'd go start having breakfast. And if I did that, I would, I'd put the pill in a paper towel. Then I'd put it in my pocket. Then I'd walk around, and then normally I would throw it away at school. Sometimes I would spit it into the toilet. But the bad thing about that is some of the pills would start releasing the medicine. So then you're tasting the medicine. Oh, but I would rather taste the nasty shit than to swallow the pills. Well, fast forward. I was 14. I think I was 14 at the time. I started taking Accutane, and then the doctor that I was seeing said, "You're not taking the medicine." I said, "Yeah, I am." He goes, "No, if you were, you wouldn't. Your acne wouldn't be this bad." He goes, "So you can stop bullshitting me and either take the medicine or have your mom stop paying for the fucking medicine because you're wasting her fucking money." And I went, "Okay." That was the only pill that I took at the time. Well, fast forward to now. I'm much older. And from time to time I take pills, but I've never ever in my life have taken 2 pills at a time. Not this last trip, but the trip before to Honolulu. I don't know what the fuck happened. I took my pre-workout, I went to the gym, and I started leg extensions. And the moment I started it, my head started going all through here, through the back of my head. I was like, oh my God. I was like, whoa. It got so bad I called Allie. And I said, yo, what can I take? And she tells me, well, what are you feeling? Where does it hurt? So I said, this. And she goes, it sounds like you can take some of this. So I go to the ABC store, buy some medicine. And then I started popping 2 pills at once. I was like, fucking give me medicine. And I did the 2 and I went, whoa, I did 2? Whoa. Then I got home and then I showed Allie and go, look what I do. I'm a man now. So yeah, I'm a man now. I can take 2 pills. Well, I can take pills without almost throwing up, number 1. And number 2, I take 2 pills at one time. So what's up now, homie? So I was thinking the other day, what kind of lies am I going to tell Athanasios as he's growing up? What I mean by that is, let me give you a couple examples. Growing up, we were told you have to wait 20 minutes before you can swim. If you're swimming, you eat, you need to wait 20 minutes before you go back in the pool, because if you eat and then immediately go in the pool, you're going to get a cramp and then you're going to die because you're going to drown, right? Another one was, as a kid, I ate boogers. I ate a lot of boogers, apparently. Not apparently, I kind of remember it. But my mom would tell me, if you keep eating your boogers, they become a ball in your stomach, and it becomes like a rock. And if it becomes big enough, they have to surgically remove it. I was like, what? She goes, yeah, no, like, you eat too many boogers, it becomes a booger rock ball, and they're going to have to surgically remove it. So you better. And I was like, oh my God. So for the longest time, I was like, I can't eat. As a kid, I was like, I can't eat boogers anymore. And then as I got older, I was like, wait, I think that's a lie. Because I started taking sciences, the sciences class, right? So in science class, I was like, wait a minute, what? We would talk about, the anatomy, the human body, this, that, whatever. And I was like, none of these cases or none of these situations, anything happens with a booger rock ball in your stomach. And then I think one time I raised my hand and I was like, if I remember correctly, I was trying to ask. I didn't want to come out and say, hey, if your boogers, is there a rock that forms? Can doctors know if you're eating boogers? But I kind of danced around it in a really weird way. Like, I wasn't making any sense. And I think it was in 8th grade. My science teacher was like, huh? Like, no, I just mean, like, like, if you eat a lot of stuff, like does it get stuck there? And they're like, no, what are you talking about? And then they went into like, well, these problems can occur. I was like, oh, wait, so, And then each year, I got a little older. I got a little smarter. Not very smart, but just a little smarter. I went, oh, that the booger rock ball in your stomach is a fucking lie. I could have been eating boogers fucking for years. What's another one? Oh, another one. Man, this one would freak me out. Make sure you wash your hands before you go to bed, because if you have any kind of food remnants on your fingers, rats will come and bite your fingers. They'll eat the tips of your fingers off. So you have nubs. You won't have fingers, you'll have nubs. And they'll be like down to here. So you just have all these little nubs. And then my mom would say, not just my mom, but my grandparents. Then people are going to go, what happened to your hands? You have to be like, I didn't wash my hands before I went to bed. As a kid, that freaked me the fuck out. I was like, whoa. So at night when I go to bed, I not only sometimes put the covers on my head, but I'd make sure my arms were inside tucked. Because in my head, I was like, oh, rats can't get through blankets, which clearly they can. But then I got older and I thought to myself, wait a minute. If rats are coming to eat my fingers because I didn't wash my hands, that means you, mother, adults in the house, you guys aren't doing your job correctly, because that means you guys are dirty motherfuckers. Because why do we have rats in the house? You know what I mean? Like, what's up with that? Also, if you're that worried about mice and rats, why isn't there a cat in the house? Because a cat would fix that problem. And maybe, I don't know, maybe get 2 cats. Maybe get 3 cats. Let's eradicate this problem. You know what I mean? But yeah, that one freaked me out. Another one was always go to bed with pajamas. Don't go to bed in your underwear or naked. And Andrew Santino, the very funny comic, he has an old bit about it. I think he did his set. I think he was on Conan when he told the joke about that. But he makes a very good point, and I've always thought, okay, it's one of those things where they would say, don't you make sure you wear clothes to bed because at night there could be a fire. So as a kid, you're thinking, wait, the house is gonna burn down? Which, I mean, technically it could. I mean, the house could burn down right now. There could be a fire that starts spontaneously, or because I left something on and all that stuff. But as a kid, you don't think rationally like that. You think, all you hear is the house is gonna burn down. So when you're trying to go to bed and you're like, oh, am I about to die? So there was always that. Sometimes I would stay awake until I would fall asleep at some point. But I would go to sleep thinking, oh my God, the house is going to catch on fire. And then as I got older, I thought, well, what asshole? And again, this is part of Andrew Santino's joke. But I also thought to myself, like, who sees somebody running out of their house because there's a fire, and then they go, haha, you're naked, loser. Huh? I think that would be the least of everyone's worries, especially if I'm the person coming out of a burning building. If I'm just butt ass naked, I will stand gladly in the street and I will let people laugh at my small penis. But then I can laugh at them and go, haha, I didn't die. I'm still alive. Boom. Small dick and all. How do you like me now? So yeah, that's what I mean by lies. So I think to myself, what kind of lies? Because I also think, like, I don't want to lie to him. But also I think to myself, but do I want to just a little bit? Like, oh, don't sit too close to the TV or, grandpa's going to die. That's a Bobby Lee shout out. Just like something like that. Something that, like, I don't want to terrify him, but I want to make him think just a little bit, like, maybe I shouldn't do this. That's why I'm like, which ones am I going to say? But I want to try to be original. I want him to, like, tell his friends, oh no, I can't do that because my dad says. And I want his friends to be like, what are you talking about? I've never heard that one. You're welcome. Did you guys see the recent gender reveal plane crash that happened in Mexico? It happened, I believe, maybe 2 weeks ago now. There's somebody recording with their phone this way, like facing you. And there's a pregnant woman and her partner, her husband, whoever it is to her. And there's balloons. And there's a plane that's coming towards them. The plane's coming towards them, and then all of a sudden it releases the color. I don't remember whether it's blue or pink. And as it releases the color and reveals what the couple's having, the plane like turns because one of the wings breaks off. So then the person moves the camera this way as you hear people cheering, because I believe at this point they're not looking at the plane anymore. They're focused on, oh my God, it's a boy, oh my God, it's a girl. But the camera person gets enough of the plane. And then as they're going like this, it kind of looks like a big group of people. And the plane goes over the people's heads, I believe goes upside down, and then crashes. We'll come to find out that pilot of that plane died. Now, I've talked to a couple people about this, and some people said, well, it's not necessarily their fault. Well, no, they didn't say it's not necessary. They said it's not the people who hired the pilot's fault that his plane seemed to be not maintained well enough, causing the crash, causing his death. And I said, okay, but also we don't know if that's true. We don't know if the pilot kept his plane in good working condition, because unfortunately, accidents happen. Unfortunately, small planes, I believe, I hope I'm right, but I believe smaller planes have a higher probability of something happening to it. Now, not necessarily catastrophic things, but I believe smaller planes deal with more issues than a normal commercial plane, because, well, I shouldn't say because, I really don't know. But when you see crashes or hear about crashes, it's normally a smaller plane as opposed to a big jetliner. Again, I don't know the reason for that. But my point to that is just, I don't understand why people have to make such a big deal with these gender reveals. I don't get it. I think it's dumb. I don't think everybody has to be as toned down as what me and Allie did when we found out what we were having. We got the results. Allie got the results from the doctor. She told them, I don't want to know. Put it in a sealed envelope. We took it to a dog bakery in Vegas, because we were living in Vegas at the time, and told them, can you bake us a cake for our dogs? Because we wanted to incorporate our dogs in the gender reveal. So they said yes. So they baked a dog cake. It was pretty big. We went back. This part I don't think I've ever told you guys. When we got the cake, I opened it to look at it. When I opened it, I saw it from the side, and I saw pink in the back, and I closed it, and I went, oh shit. I was like, oh shit, I think I just found out what we're having. Oh my God. And this was like, I don't know, 15 minutes before we were supposed to go down to the pool, have the boys eat it. We were going on Instagram Live so that, other, family and friends could see it. Because we were in Vegas, we weren't around any of our family and friends that, are in LA, or Allie's family and friends that are here in Crown Point. So we thought, yeah, we can do Instagram Live, and, people can watch it later. So I was like, oh shit. But then it turns out that was like, when I looked at the thing, it just looked like just a little pink had dribbled from the cake. So I was like, oh shit. So when the boys are eating it and it was blue, and Ellie goes, it's a boy, and I went, really? And then I told her, I was like, I thought it was. So I mean, you don't have to go that toned down, but like somebody started a fire. I believe it was in California. Caused millions of dollars of damage. This past one, there's been all kinds of. I mean, I don't know. I think my assumption is because the age of social media that we live in, I feel like everybody tries to one up each other. Or if somebody sees an idea, they go, oh, I can make that idea better. How would I do mine better? Somebody had asked me, like, oh, what if, Allie wanted to put a soccer ball and then you were to kick it? And I was like, no, that's fucking stupid. Why would I do that? Oh, because that would be a good idea. And I think to myself, no, because then that blue shit would go everywhere, mostly on me. Like, I don't want that shit. That's fucking dumb. No, absolutely not. I don't know. I've even thought about maybe just opening a gift, like just a white little box, and then having a blue or pink shirt in there. Be like, oh, doesn't have to be a cake. Could be a cupcake, something even smaller. Something simple like that. Or telling a family member, okay, you know what it is. Okay, now you're going to tell us. But like have them read it off. I don't know. Something very simple. Like I don't understand this whole extravagant thing. But also at the same time, I'm one who, when it comes to birthdays, I'm like, don't give me shit. Just, especially if we're out. Like if we go out to dinner for my birthday, don't have them fucking sing happy birthday to me. Like I absolutely hate that shit. At work, when I've gone to work and people are like, it's my birthday today. I go, oh, cool. When I work, because when we work on our birthdays, we get holiday pay. So you can make, a good sum of money depending on the trip you pick up. But when I do it, I've never, ever told anybody it's my birthday. I've even sometimes told the waitress before we go sit down, I'm like, hey, I know you're going to have to check my ID because we're going to drink or whatever, and I don't want you to say it's my birthday. Please don't. Oh, okay. Then nobody knows, and it's fine. So, I don't know. I'm very different when it comes to things like that. I don't know where I was going with this one. Throughout, so each week, as I'm thinking of a new show, I just randomly think of random topics. And I'll be doing anything. I'm at work, I'm on a layover, I'm at home, I'm at the gym, I'm anywhere. I'm having conversations with people, and then something pops into my head. And I normally always grab my notes app. I open my phone, I go to my notes app, and I write down whatever it is. Sometimes I'll write kind of a lengthy description. Sometimes it's a word, sometimes it's a couple words. But for the most part, it's only happened a couple times. It doesn't happen often, but sometimes I'll write something down and either I read it right before I'm finished with the last topic. So the last topic was gender reveals, right? So as I'm looking at the gender reveal, well, before the show, I'll just real quick, okay, yeah. And in the quick yeah, sometimes I'll read something, no, I don't want to talk about that. And then I delete it. I get rid of that topic. Because sometimes when I'm going to record the show, I think to myself, I don't, that sounds stupid. Maybe at the moment I was maybe hot about a subject or I had strong feelings about a certain thing. And then once I look at it, I go, that's stupid. I get rid of it. Sometimes as I'm going through the show right now, I go, I look at, oh, what's my next topic? And I go, no, that's dumb. And I move on to the next topic. And then nobody knows. You guys wouldn't ever know unless I tell you. This one, I was going to skip, but I was like, well, where was I going with this one? I wrote down, have you ever popped a breath mint to suck a titty? Again, I don't know exactly. I don't know what what prompted me to think of that, but I wrote it down and I just said it out loud. And the answer to that is yes. I've popped breath mints to suck some tits. Mostly when, well, no, have I? Yeah, no, I've done it as an adult too. But as a younger man, a younger lad, I remember going to the movies was a thing. I'm sure going to the movies is still a thing. I really don't know when it comes to dating and younger people. But because I lived with my mom, you wouldn't have that kind of privacy. So going to the movies, making out, popping the girl's tit out, and that was the thing. I mean, finger blasting, that was the thing to do at the movies. You'd sit at the very back and you'd, and yeah, I know you guys wanted me to be very graphic about that. Obviously, that's why I did the motion. But I remember, I want to say I was somewhere in high school. Oh no, I remember what it was. I was in 10th grade. And there was a senior and she didn't like my sister and she hated my sister and my sister hated her. But she was a higher ranking officer in ROTC. And I was in ROTC and so was my sister. And they absolutely fucking hated each other. And I knew that they hated each other. But I thought this chick was cute. And then we would work security detail at the football games, right? And then one time, like if you were part of the in crowd, then you'd get better security details. So instead of being outside watching the stupid fucking football game, you wouldn't have to. You can go back to the office and be at like command center, right? And you'd be chilling more than anything, right? So I could be, when everybody's getting into the game, you're showing your face, but all the all like the not so important people, they were all patrolling, right? But then after that, the important people would go back to the office, the ROTC office. They'd have their radios. They'd be telling people what to do, where to go. They'd be hearing stuff. And if we had to go, if they had to go take care of an issue, which it was never really a big deal. Because if it was a big issue, we would get an adult or the cops. So this particular time, this girl, she was like, oh, you can't hang out with me. And I was like, oh, okay. And she showed me the lavish life of not having to stand around and watch these stupid fucking games. I was like, wait, you guys? It's like I was backstage. I was like, wait, this is what happens backstage? And she was like, yeah, duh. And I was like, oh my God, I love coming to football games. Before I thought this was a chore. Now I love it. That happened 2 games in a row where she was like, no, hang out with us. And I was like, oh, this is great. And people were like, hey, Jesse's hanging out with the seniors. I was like, yeah, I'm too good for you guys. I've made it. But then the best thing happened ever in life. So we're doing what I'm following her around, whatever we need to do before the game starts. The people that do the color guard did the color guard, and we were supervising that. Well, then after that, we went back to base, and she was like, "Yo, call me if it gets really bad. We're chilling until after the game." So she goes, "You're coming with me," and I was like, "Where are we going?" She's like, "We're going to my car to hang out." I went, "Okay." We get in the car, we get in her back seat, and she's like, "Let's make out." And I went, "What?" So I started making out with her. In my head, I was like, "This is the coolest shit ever." Because I'm like, I'm at school, but like I'm making out, and it's after hours. Your boy rocks. And I used to always carry mints and or gum with me. And this particular time, I had Altoids with me because your boy needs fresh breath. We're making out, and I popped because now her titties are out. So our pants are on, both of our shirts are off. Her titties are out, and I'm like, yo, senior titties. Like, this is the pinnacle of titties right here. I remember I popped. So, okay, maybe I do remember why I was, or maybe my memory was jogged. I don't know. Anyways, I popped the Altoid. I'm like, I'm about to suck this titty. And she goes, "Did you just put a mint in your mouth?" And I went, "Uh-huh." And in my head, I'm like, "Oh my God, did I fuck it up?" And she's like, "Why'd you do that?" I go, I don't know. She goes, "I mean, my titties don't taste bad." I went, "Oh, no, I like mints. And I like titties. I don't know." She goes, "Okay." Boom. Have you guys ever seen the movie Grandma's Boy? If you haven't, watch it. There's a scene where there's a big party at the grandma's house late at night. And Jonah Hill's character is sucking on this blonde girl's titties. Well, her boob, one of her boobs. She has very big boobs. She's blonde and she's eating cereal. And like, "Hey, how you doing?" He's like, that's how I felt. When I saw that scene, I went, "Oh, that was me." And oh man, I sucked it for hours. And then it was done. And I go, "Can we do this again?" And she goes, "Yes." And I went, "Perfect." And then my sister found out that I was messing around with her. And then she hated the girl even more. And then the girl was like, "It's your brother." So, yeah. I've popped mints before I've sucked on titties. So, yeah. Oops. Didn't mean to do that. Do you guys know who Paul Pogba is? He's a soccer player. He plays for Juventus in Italy right now. He originally, when I started watching him, he was with Juventus the first time. And then he came over to play for Man U. And then he went back to Juventus. And he just got popped for, I believe, testosterone. He after every game in different soccer leagues, I don't know how it is in NBA and NFL. I can't speak to that. I only know the soccer side because some of my friends who play in these different leagues around the world, they've expressed, if I'm visiting them, they'll be like, "Oh, I gotta go do my anti-doping thing real quick." And it's just a drug test. I think it's just a pee test. I don't think they do blood tests. I really don't know. I've never gotten in depth with them about what it entails. It's usually, "Oh, I have to go do my doping." "Oh, okay." And then after they'll say something like, "Oh, I was with, this player or that player. Oh, did you guys talk about anything? Did you?" Like that's as far as it goes. It's never been like, "Oh, were you nervous? Did you like?" I don't know. It's never like I don't think my friends and the people that I know that are gonna go into that anti-doping test, I never think that they're gonna fail. So it's never like come across my mind like, "Oh, do you think?" And then hanging around me when we're out, like we've never. The worst thing we've ever put in our system was alcohol. So it's never been, you know, any kind of drugs or anything like that. Just because I know they don't do that, and I don't. I never have to begin with. Like I smoked weed before. Oh no, wait. I've smoked weed, shrooms. I've taken some shrooms before, and MDMA. I don't know if that's ecstasy or whatever it is, but I've done that. Other than that, I'm like, no, I don't fuck around with that. And even the times that I did, that I smoked weed or took edibles, shrooms, and MDMA, I was freaking out. I was like, oh my God. And I mean, I haven't done that well before I got this job. But anyways, I digress. So Paul Pogba took a test. He failed. Like I said, I believe they found testosterone in his system. And now they're thinking about banning him. Or at least not banning him, I guess. Well, no, I said they want to enforce a 4-year ban on him. And I thought to myself, 4 years? Holy shit. What happened to like 5 games? What happened to the remainder of the year? Because the season is still pretty new. I think in Italy they've played maybe 3 or 4 league games. I don't know, they play like 36 or 38, maybe even 40. I really don't know. But they play a lot. But not only do they play their league, but then they play, I think, Coppa Italia, which is like the US Open Cup. And then if they've qualified for Champions League, they're playing Champions League games as well. So it's a bunch of different games. So when I heard 4 years, I thought, oh, why is it 4 years? And I don't stay up on if athletes or celebrities have done certain shit. Like if there's really big news that everybody's talking about, then that's how I'll hear about stuff. But I don't seek it out. So I don't know if Paul Pogba has been popped before. If this is a second offense, if this is a third offense, if this is a fourth offense, this could be his first offense and they're trying to hit him with 4 years. But if it's his first offense, I'm thinking, why would you hit somebody with 4 years? That's a long fucking time. I don't know. Suspend him until the testosterone is out of his system. Keep testing him. Then after that, just keep testing him for a year or 2 years every single time he plays. I don't fucking know. Like, do you have to ban the guy for that long? Like, holy shit. And then on the flip side, I read that he gave a statement and he said he was taking this supplement. And the supplement had testosterone. And I think that is just a bunch of bullshit. When these athletes get caught cheating like that, taking some sort of, performance enhancing drug, anytime an athlete says, "Oh, well, I didn't know," I think to myself, You had to have known. Because how dumb are you that you're taking shit, you're putting shit in your body at the highest level that you're at? The amount of money you're making, you will just ingest anything? Are you fucking insane? If that were me, if I was making, let's say I was making $20 million, better. I'm making $10 million a year, right? That's a lot of fucking money. I know there's people out there, athletes that make a fuck ton more money. I'm making, even if I'm making $1 million a year, that's a lot of fucking money. But if I'm an athlete where this is my job, this is, and you know what? Let me say this instead. I hope that if I was in that position, that I wouldn't take just anything. I think that if I was in that position, I think I would be very disciplined, and I would try to know what I'm putting in to my body, from food to supplements, just anything. You know, even if I feel like if I was going to promote something, I'd be like, but what does it have in it? Tell me what it has in it. Show me what it has in it. I don't know what that is. That doesn't sound good. Nah, I'm good. I'm not going to promote that shit. But then, like, most of the time when athletes, I didn't know that it was. And then later on, it's like, well, no, they knew. They just lied. Like, why do you have to lie? Like, you've already been caught cheating. At this point, go, well, I mean, my back's been hurting. I'm getting older. My knees are hurting. Like, I thought I can get away with it. It helps me with recovery, helps me play better. I don't fucking know. I shouldn't have done it. My bad. I think if athletes were to say that, I feel, my opinion is, people would see that as a person admitting that they're flawed and be like, fuck, okay, it's cool, you know, serve your suspension, whatever, and then just come back better than you were, or try. But when athletes are like, I didn't, that wasn't, somebody gave it to me, I didn't know. Like, you just sound stupid. You sound stupid and you look stupid, so. I hope he doesn't get banned for 4 fucking years. That's a long fucking time. Okay, here's some Mexican slang. Have you guys ever heard of flojera? Ay, pues, la flojera me pegó, pero muy duro. The fludge. What I said was, the laziness hit me very hard. In Spanish, you call it flojera. Ay, me pegó la flojera, pero muy... Pss, pss. That means it hit you hard. When you, the long you... Pss. So, like, if the fludge kind of hit me, you go, ay, la flojera me... Pss. Right? That just means, I'm tired, right? If I go, ay, la flojera, pero... Pss. That means, oh, man, I feel really tired, right? Now, if you go, ay, pero la flojera me... That means you're lazy as fuck. You're like, I'm tired for like 7 minutes, tired. Like, whoa, you must be late. Like, you must be tired. You must be feeling lazy. Flojera, that's the word. In English, Greg and I have changed it to the fludge. So instead of saying flojera, you just say fludge. So we'll say things, you know, me, Greg, and Robert will be like, oh man, the fludge hit hard. Oh yeah. And we know, like, the flojera hit us, like, oh man, we're feeling tired or lazy, you know what I mean? So we shorten flojera to fludge, and we change it to English. So English people can say it instead of being like, oh my God, the flojera. Like, that's not, no, don't do that. Just use the word fludge, right? So you don't have to try to, make it, put an accent, or you don't have to like eat some salsa and then arriba and then it like comes to you. No, no, no. We're trying to make it easy for people that don't speak Spanish. I thought about two words that we can English them and shorten them. So the word chiquito means small, right? That's the Spanish word, chiquito. But what if you shorten the word for short to Chak, Chak, Chak? So somebody goes, oh, that's small. Or somebody can say, oh, is that thing big or small? And you go, it's Chak. And they know, oh, chiquito, Chak. Oh, so Chak means small. Then the word grande in Spanish is big, right? But instead of wasting your time with saying the whole word grande, ew, not here, buddy. You go gran, Gran. So if somebody says, if I'm asking, is it big or small? Instead of saying those long, stupid words, you can just say, hey, is it Chak or gran? Use it. Use it for a couple weeks. Tell me how you like it, because I just started doing it like today and I'm loving it. Last thing that I'm going to leave you guys with is I took a screenshot of this week's NFL games, because I'm releasing this. Well, I'm recording this Sunday night. It's 10:27 p.m. right now, almost end of the show, and I've been going for about an hour, almost an hour. All games have ended, I think. I think they should have ended. I don't know. But I think most of the games, at least. I know there's a Sunday night game, but I don't know what time I get to play that. So the majority of the games for this week have been played. Thursday already passed. And Thursdays, I'm going to tell you who I think was going to win, but I already know who won that game. So that one in my wins and loss columns, I'm going to take out, because that would be unfair. And I want to be honest with you guys, because I do know the score of that. All these other ones, I do not know. I took a screenshot yesterday because I know I was going to record today. Then I'm going to open up the ESPN app and see the results of them. And then I'll give you kind of live reaction to the scores. So I'm going to... Can I jump? No, I don't think I can jump. No, I can't jump. I'll have to do all my... I'm going to give all my picks, and then later on I'm going to have to go through and see if I was right or wrong, unless I remember. So, okay, so here we go. Okay, so for Thursday night, I already told you guys, I already know who won. It was going to be Vikings and Eagles. I was getting the Eagles won 34-28. But if I had to pick, I was going to go with the Eagles, because my brother Greg has always said that Kirk Cousins and the Vikings can never do anything when their game is the only one televised. Like when they're on the main stage, they always eat shit. So I in my head I was like, yeah, okay, Eagles are going to win. And they did. But that one's not going to count for me because, like I said, the game is already over, and I already knew beforehand the score. Okay, these. Let's go Raiders and Bills. I'm going to go with the Bills because they're playing at home. I don't think the Raiders are going to go to Buffalo and win, but that's just me. Ravens and Bengals. I'm going to go out on a limb and say the Bengals are going to go 0-2 just because Burrow, the quarterback, signed, I believe, Now he's the highest paid quarterback of all time, I believe. So because of such news coming out of Cincinnati, I'm going to go. They're going to go 0-2, so the Ravens are going to beat them. But I don't think that means that the Bengals are going to do bad the rest of the season. I just think they're going to go 0-2 for right now. Chiefs and Jaguars. The Chiefs lost last week, so I'm going to go with a 1 this week. Chargers and Titans. I don't know. I'm going to go Chargers because they're in LA. That's the only reason. Packers and Falcons. I'm going to go with. Let's go Falcons. Yeah. Let's go Falcons. I'm going to go with Falcons. Seahawks and Lions. I'm going to go with Seahawks just because I don't know. I know the Lions beat Kansas City last week, but I don't know much about the Lions other than when I grew up with them. They've always sucked. I don't think they're going to go 2-0 to start the season. But what the fuck do I know? But I'm going to go with Seahawks. Colts and Texans. Let's go Texans. Because of Robert. Because of you, Robert. I love you, Robert. Let's go Texans. Let's go Bears, Buccaneers. I'm going to go Bucks because the limited time that I've lived here in the region, the Bears have always sucked. The Bears lost last week. I'm saying they lost again. So, Giants and Cardinals. Let's go Cardinals. I'm going to go with Cardinals beat the Giants. 49ers and Rams. I'm going to go with 49ers because of my barber in LA. He's a big 49ers fan, so fuck it. Let's go 49ers. Jets and Cowboys. Though I'm not a fan of the Cowboys, I think the Jets are not so good, even though they beat the Bills last week. So I'm going to go with the Cowboys. I think that would put the Cowboys at 2-0 to start the season. Oh, they're going to Super Bowl. I don't know. That's what I feel like Cowboys fans sound like and would say. Yeah, I'm going to go Cowboys. Commanders and Broncos. Shit. I don't know. Commanders? Why? Because? I don't know. Let's go Dolphin and Patriots. Let's go Patriots. See if Patriots can win. And then for Monday night, Saints and Panthers. I'm going to go with Saints. Because? No, wait. Yeah. Let's go with Saints. And then Browns and Steelers. I've always known the Browns as not being very good and the Steelers to be good. So I'm going to go with Steelers just because of that. So yeah, those are my picks. All right. Now I'm going to ESPN. All right. Raiders and Bills. Bills won. Did I pick Bills? I think I picked the Bills. Okay. Ravens and Bengals. I think I picked the Ravens, right? Yeah, so the Bengals are 2-0, right? Did I do that right? I think I did that right. Chiefs beat the Jaguars. I was right for that one. Okay, good job. So far, so good. Chargers and Titans. I think I picked the Chargers. So I got that wrong. Falcons and Packers. Falcons won. I believe I was. Oh, wow. They just did 24-25. Wow. That was close. I think I picked the Falcons. Seahawks and Lions. Ooh, that went into OT. I was right on that one. Seahawks. Colts and Texans. I picked Texans, but the Colts won. So, sorry, SR Rob. That sucks. Bears and Bucks. The Buccaneers won. Duh. I could have told you that. Giants and Cardinals. Who did I say? I think I said Cardinals, but the Giants won, so I got that one wrong. 49ers and the Rams. Ooh, 49ers won. Okay. Jets and Cowboys. I got that one right. Cowboys. Oh wow, Commanders and Broncos. The Commanders won 35-33. Wow, that was close. Got that one right. And then Dolphins and Patriots. I said Patriots, but the Dolphins won. And then the Saints and Panthers, that's tomorrow. And then so is Browns and Steelers. So I don't think I did too bad. I don't think so. Yeah. All right. I'm going to have to tally the score from last episode. And I'm going to try to keep up as to where I'm at. Minus the Thursday night game. Yeah, so guys, thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Remember to rate, review, and share the podcast. Tell everybody you know to listen to the Jesus Show, not that one. And I'll see you next week. But mostly, I'm going to be releasing a new episode on Wednesday. That's going to be Jesucito. So look out for that one. 2 episodes this week. Okay. I'll see you in a couple days. Bye.